developing this morning on DC News Now. Protesters and police clash on the steps of the DNC.
Throws fuel on the flames of grief and rage that we feel.
Why protesters say they were there and how lawmakers are reacting. Plus, warmer weather moving in. We're tracking your next chance for showers and a weekend cool down. And 'tis the season of light. We're stretching your dollar this morning with how you can catch some of the best light shows around the DMV. A tribute to the music that made DC put right in the heart of Southeast. A look inside the new Go-Go Museum.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning. It is coming up on 6 o'clock on a Thursday morning, starting off with a live look outside. We do want to say thanks for starting your morning with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. And as we all know, Shanika's up tracking the roads this morning. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Jackie, though, she's tracking that forecast. And it is going to be a warm one today.
Yes, we're going to be tracking the high temperatures near 70 later on this afternoon.
Crazy.
Yes, and then another day right around 70 tomorrow.
It's mid-November. It's
I know.
16.
Love it. Yes, but love it. Shanika loves it. Anyway,
go back to Florida.
Right.
Go back and visit Miami.
I know.
Back to Florida. I mean, I'll go gladly.
But speaking of Miami, they just saw like one of their rainiest days in over 10 years.
Yeah,
yes.
I heard flooding.
Yes.
Oh.
So thankfully you went before then.
Yes. Glad I did.
Shanika brought back the warm weather out there for today and tomorrow, though. Those temperatures right now, though, off to a chilly start. We're into low 40s in D.C., right around 40 up towards Hagerstown, upper 20s for Martinsburg, one of the colder spots. Through the day today, we'll see those temperatures jumping back mid-upper 60s, starting about 70 degrees. That southerly flow certainly pumping in some of that warmer air. We fall back into low 50s by 7 p.m. Overnight tonight, 40s, but we'll see increasing cloud cover tomorrow. A chance for some rain showers. I'll go through all this coming up in just a few minutes, but Shanika's here with a look at those roadways. What's the very latest at the 6 o'clock hour?
All right, we're starting in northern Virginia, and we're seeing a crash, and this is right in Woodbridge, 95 heading north, and that is right between Prince William Parkway and 123. So you are seeing it's pretty packed in this area. Watch for those flashing lights. Move over if you can. Let's flip over so we can look at the rest of our roadways. You are looking fine. You should be good. You're only in the 6 o'clock hour. In Maryland, no problems. Top side, lower side, and even in the district.
All right, thank you, Shanika. A ceasefire demonstration outside of the Democratic National Committee headquarters led to a clash between protesters and police.
Yes, several Democratic lawmakers were inside the building yesterday when the confrontation happened. DC News Now's Tosin Fakile is live at the DNC headquarters this morning. And Tosin, what is the scene like there hours later?
Well, Corey and Tanaya, good morning. Things are quiet now, but you can still see the residue of what happened here yesterday. And this is just another show of the overflowing tensions over the war between Israel and Hamas. Taking a look at the ground here, still littered with those plastic candles here outside the Democratic National Committee headquarters, and it got pretty chaotic here last night with protesters blaming police for what happened, while U.S. Capitol Police say people were violently protesting. You can see in the video protesters with ceasefire shirts on, locking arms as they were met by police. Protesters had said they wanted to block entrances and exits to make politicians see the candlelight vigil and listen to calls for a ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas. Several Democratic representatives and candidates, including House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, were inside the building for a campaign reception when the chanting from protesters were heard. U.S. Capitol Police say about 150 were illegally and violently protesting in the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Protesters who spoke to DC News Now say that wasn't the case, that they were there to remember the thousands of lives lost on both sides of the war.
That is the irony of it all, that we came to honor the death. For our lawmakers who make the decisions about their lives to be able to take that in and really embrace that. And we were met with aggression from police. We came out singing and chanting and lighting candles, and riot cops and police pushed people off, pushed people out. It really goes to show how hard the Democratic Party is trying to ignore the calls of masses of Americans who are calling for a ceasefire.
Officials say 6 officers were reportedly treated for injuries. And officials also say one person was arrested for assaulting an officer. Protesters here tell DC News Now what played out outside here just adds to the fuel of the rage people feel about this war between Israel and Hamas. Coming up in the next half hour, you'll hear what some of their messages are to leaders right here in DC. But for now, we're live outside the DNC headquarters. I'm Tosin Fakile. Back to you.
All right, Tosin, thank you. Time right now was 6:04. Students at George Washington University, they're rallying after a pro-Palestine group was suspended.
That is right. The university banned the group Students for Justice in Palestine from campus activities for 90 days. Last month, the group projected images on the side of the school library saying your tuition is funding genocide in Gaza. Now, the students at the rally waved flags and held signs reading "Free Palestine" and "Shame on GW." They marched the streets towards the university president's home.
I think it's really important to show solidarity with these students, especially students that are being wrongly suspended for speaking out against, genocide.
It's adding more hate. It's dividing the students.
There's a free speech argument to it. I just think as someone who was on campus and remembers that day, there's a line to be crossed, and I think that line was crossed.
Students who organized the rally declined to comment. And Virginia's congressional delegation is calling for an investigation into the new FBI headquarters.
Yeah, right now it is expected to be built in Greenbelt, Maryland. Now, the FBI director claims a General Services Administration official who has ties to the owner of the Greenbelt property prevented the Springfield location from being considered. Virginia officials and the FBI director are calling for the selection process to start over again. Maryland officials say Greenbelt is the best option in terms of location and cost. And former Virginia Democratic Governor Ralph Northam is endorsing Abigail Spanberger in her run for governor. The Democratic Congresswoman announced her candidacy on Monday. Among Republicans, Attorney General Jason Miyares and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears are seen as likely contenders in the 2025 governor's race. However, neither have publicly committed to a run.
And DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Loudoun County Commonwealth Attorney Bhuta Bibarai is conceding her race for re-election. The incumbent Democrat lost to her Republican challenger Bob Anderson by about 300 votes. Bibarai made history in 2020 as the first woman to hold the position. However, her office came under scrutiny for how it handled 2 sexual assault cases at Loudoun County schools. Bibarai could have requested a recount, but says she would rather use the time to ensure a smooth transition.
What we wanted to do is to make sure that every voter had their vote counted. That happened last night, and then that put us in a position to try to assess what options we wanted to undertake, and we didn't want to delay the transition process because it's hard to come into an office on the same day that you expected to do the good work of the people.
Anderson, not new to the role. He previously held the seat from 1996 to 2003. Now, in a statement, he said he is honored to lead again and restore transparency to the community. Meantime, the Virginia Senate picked new leadership yesterday. Democrats selected Scott Survell as majority leader. Republicans chose Ryan McDougal as minority leader. Both are veteran legislators. The General Assembly reconvenes in January. And 6 D.C. council members are working together to keep renters out of unsafe housing.
Yeah, a new bill was introduced yesterday, and it goes right after landlords who neglect their properties. D.C. News Now's Lex Warris is live this morning at the Wilson Building this morning to explain how this all helps. Lex, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Corey and Tanaya. Well, here's a draft of the bill. It's called the DC Do Right by DC Tenants Amendment Act. And this is actually a newer version of a bill that was first introduced to council back in 2017. Well, the legislation would keep landlords who don't take care of properties from buying up more. Specifically, a landlord who has more than 5 Class 1 or Class 2 housing code violations in a year. These violations are considered the most severe housing code infractions, and they're as follows: pose imminent dangers to safety or health, fail to repair an unsafe structure, allow health and safety nuisances, have unlawful quantities of lead, and lack adequate heat or ventilation. Now, this bill would not permanently keep landlords from purchasing new property. However, they will not be able to purchase new property until they have cleared up the violations that they currently have and go a year without getting any new ones. Live in Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, Lex, thank you. Time right now is 6:08, and a hold on DC School is now under renovations. An old, DC school is under renovations to become a career academy for people who live in DC. The $64 million investment is turning Spingarn High School, which closed 10 years ago, into a career training space. The new facility will connect people who live in DC to jobs and certifications. It's called the DC Infrastructure Academy. The renovation also includes stabilization of the existing building.
All right. In Virginia, the Commonwealth Transportation Board is working to reduce congestion around the Fairfax County Parkway and Pope's Head Road. The $49 million project will replace an existing traffic light with triple roundabouts. This is a mock-up on your screen of what the interchange would look like once it's finished. And the project will also build a path connecting the Parkway Trail to the future Patriot Park, installing a sidewalk along Pope's Head Road, and add an acceleration lane for drivers. Construction on the interchange is expected to be completed in late 2026. And commuters voiced their concerns over the I-270 corridor and American Legion Bridge. The Maryland Department of Transportation held an open house that was yesterday. Now, back in August, Maryland Governor Wes Moore announced that the program would improve transit for drivers, pedestrians, and bikers. It would also improve the American Legion Bridge, and commuters say the updates are long overdue.
That bridge is over 60 years old, and it's getting to the place where we have to make real decisions about how we move forward with its future.
I've driven in it. I don't like it. It's dangerous, and it's frustrating.
Now, the next open house for the project is scheduled for December 2nd at 10 a.m. to noon at the Wooten High School cafeteria. And new bus-only lanes are being painted on University Boulevard in the Wheaton-Glenmont area of Montgomery County. The bright red lanes are being added along the 2-mile stretch between Amherst and Dennis Avenue. The county says this will lead to quicker bus service in that area, and the project is scheduled to wrap up early next month. And there's a new place to store your bikes at the Grosvenor Strathmore Metro Station. Yesterday, Metro opened a new bike and ride facility there. There's room for up to 100 bikes at this facility, which Metro says is monitored by security cameras. There's also a space to repair your bike, which provides tools and air pumps. Bike and rides are free for anyone with a Smart Trip card. Back to you.